Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today we're going to be taking a deep dive into the world of AI in education.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking about AI tutors.
Okay.
How they're actually built, how they might be able to help us become better thinkers.
Right.
And why good teaching practices are still so important even in this new landscape that we're seeing.
Absolutely.
So we're going way beyond just the headlines here.
Yeah.
We're going to get into the nitty-gritty.
Uh-huh.
So get ready.
The details.
For some aha moments.
Absolutely some aha moments. Yeah. It's a fascinating area,
Yeah.
because we're not just talking about technology here.
Exactly.
It's really about how our brains work.
Yeah.
And the best ways to learn.
Exactly. And to guide our deep dives today, we have this really interesting paper called Generative AI in Education. From Foundational Insights to the Socratic Playground for Learning.
Yeah, and what's really interesting is that this paper starts by drawing these parallels between human cognition and how large language models, or LLMs, which are sort of the brains behind a lot of AI, how they process information.
Interesting.
It's like they're starting to mirror our own thought processes.
Whoa, that's wild. So how does that actually work? I mean, are we talking about robots thinking like humans?
Well, not exactly robots, but the way that these systems are built is starting to resemble human thinking. For example, the transformer architecture, which is this core part of a lot of really advanced AI models, uses these mechanisms that are actually very similar to how our brains pay attention and store memories.
Oh, so it's not just that the AI can process tons of information. It's that it's doing it in a way that's very similar to how our brains work.
Yeah.
But what does that actually mean for creating effective AI tutors?
Well, that's the key point, right?
Right.
The similarity means that AI can potentially process information and learn in a way that is much closer to humans.
Yeah.
Imagine AI tutors that are more intuitive, more responsive to your needs as a learner.
Right.
Really opens up a whole world of possibilities.
That makes a lot of sense. And the paper also mentions something called neurosymbolic AI systems.
Yes.
Specifically, this one named NEOLAF.
Yeah.
It sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie.
Right. It kind of is, right? NEOLAF stands for Never-Ending Open Learning Adaptive Framework.
Wow.
And just like a human, it's designed to constantly adapt and evolve as it learns.
So instead of just spitting out pre-programmed responses,
exactly,
it's actually learning from each interaction.
Yeah.
And it's getting better.
It's getting better over time.
Over time, that's amazing.
That's the potential here.
Right.
Right? An AI tutor that really gets to know you, understands your strengths and weaknesses, and really tailors its approach to help you succeed.
Wow. That sounds incredible, but also a little intimidating.
Yeah. Yeah.
We've all seen those movies where AI gets super intelligent and,
it takes over the world. Takes over the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand the concern.
Yeah.
But, it's important to remember that we're talking about very specific applications of AI here.
Okay.
Really about using these tools to enhance human learning, not replace it.
Right. And the paper really stresses that point, that simply throwing technology at education doesn't automatically make things better.
It has to be used thoughtfully.
Right.
Strategically.
Yeah, it has to have a purpose.
Absolutely. Remember those automated grading systems?
Oh, yeah.
That were...
I remember those.
All the rage a while back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It felt like sometimes it was more about the technology itself than actually helping me understand the material.
Exactly. That's the point. Technology can be this incredibly powerful tool, but it's only as effective as the pedagogy behind it.
So the teaching methods.
The teaching methods, right?
Okay.
We need to be very intentional about how we're using these tools to really engage students.
Yeah.
And promote deep understanding.
So it's not just about the AI being smart. It's about using it intelligently.
Yes.
Within a really solid educational framework.
That's a great way to put it.
Right.
And that brings us to this really interesting question. Is AI simply catching up to human intelligence? Or is it actually capable of exceeding it? That's
a tough one. I mean, we hear all the time about AI making these incredible breakthroughs.
Yeah.
Like with the new O3 model. That's scoring near perfectly on advanced math exams.
It's true. AI is demonstrating remarkable capabilities.
Yeah.
But is it really outsmarting us?
Right.
Not necessarily. I think of it more as AI leveraging the collective knowledge of humanity.
Yeah.
It can synthesize and access information in ways
right.
that no single human brain can.
So it's more about AI tapping into this vast pool of knowledge.
Yeah.
And using it to provide really highly personalized instruction.
Yeah.
Maybe even more effective than a human teacher.
That's the potential. And it's a pretty exciting one.
Yeah.
But again, it's not about replacing teachers.
Yeah.
It's about giving them superpowers.
Okay.
Right? AI can help teachers create customized learning experiences,
right.
develop really engaging content, and even identify those gaps in student understanding in real time.
That's a great point. It's like AI becomes this amazing sidekick for educators.
Exactly.
Helping them do what they do best, but even better.
Right.
But I guess the big question is, how do we actually design these AI tutors to be really effective learning tools?
That's where the real magic happens. And that's where we'll pick up next time as we explore specific examples of AI tutors and how they're shaping the future of education.
Sounds good.
All right.
I'm excited to learn
more.
Let's do it.
All right. See you next time.
Okay.
Bye. Bye. Welcome back, everyone. Last time we were talking about the potential for AI to not just replicate, but enhance human intelligence, especially in the realm of education.
It's a fascinating area, isn't it? We're really seeing AI move beyond just processing information to actually facilitating learning.
Right.
In a way that's much more intuitive and personalized.
Yeah, exactly. And one of the areas where this is becoming really apparent is in the development of AI-powered Socratic dialogue.
You know, when you think about the Socratic method, it's always been about asking the right questions to guide learners towards understanding.
Right.
It's almost like being a philosophical detective.
Oh, I like that analogy. Right. Uncovering truth through careful questioning.
But how can AI really replicate that kind of deep, thought-provoking dialogue? It seems like such a human skill.
It is a very human skill.
Yeah.
But that's what's so remarkable about these advancements in AI. We're really seeing systems now that can not only ask probing questions, but they can also analyze your responses, identify misconceptions, and then adjust their approach in real time to really facilitate that aha moment.
So instead of just giving me the answer, it's going to guide me towards discovering it.
Exactly.
That's pretty cool.
And it's all thanks to the really incredible progress in natural language processing, or NLP, that we've seen in recent years.
Right.
Models like GPT-4 are now capable of understanding really nuanced language and responding in a way that's much more human-like.
So it's not just about AI being smart. It's about it being able to communicate and interact in a way that actually helps us learn.
It's about leveraging AI to really enhance those core teaching principles that have always driven effective learning.
Right.
And this paper we're looking at outlines this framework called LTTI.
LTPI, what does that stand for?
It stands for Advanced Learning Theories, Technologies, Applications, and Impacts.
Wow, that's a mouthful.
It is.
Okay.
But it's basically about aligning those really powerful AI capabilities with proven pedagogical approaches. We're talking about combining the best of cognitive psychology, educational neuroscience, adaptive learning with these cutting-edge technologies.
So it's a very holistic approach.
Exactly.
Not just throwing AI at the problem, but thoughtfully integrating it with what we know about how humans learn best.
Exactly. And LTTI really emphasizes real-world application and evaluation.
Okay.
It's not just enough to simply build these AI tutors.
Right.
We need to make sure that they're actually delivering on their promises.
Right.
And improving learning outcomes in really meaningful ways.
That makes a lot of sense. We need to make sure that these tools are actually making a difference in the classroom.
In the classroom. Yeah, so we've been talking about the theory behind AI-powered Socratic dialogue.
Right.
But what does this actually look like in practice?
Yeah, what does it look like?
That's where things get really exciting.
Yeah.
This paper really dives into the system called the Socratic Playground, which uses all of these techniques that we've been talking about to create this truly immersive and adaptive learning experience. It's almost like stepping into this virtual learning lab that's really designed to challenge and inspire you.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
Tell me more about this Socratic Playground.
Yeah.
What makes it so special?
Well, one of the key features is its 5 interactive modes.
Okay.
Each mode is really designed to cater to different learning styles and levels of understanding.
Okay.
It's like choosing your own adventure for learning.
I like that.
But guided by AI.
5 modes. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Let's break them down.
Okay.
Where do we even begin in this Socratic Playground?
Typically, you'd start in assessment mode.
Okay.
This is where the system uses adaptive quizzes or tasks to really gauge your current understanding of the topic.
Okay.
It's like a personalized diagnostic test, but probably way more engaging than those standardized tests we used to take.
Oh, I am all for more engaging assessments.
Absolutely.
So what happens after I've been assessed?
Well, based on your performance in assessment mode, the AI actually recommends the most appropriate next step.
Okay.
You might be directed to tutoring mode, which offers personalized instruction and feedback. Or if you're ready for more of a challenge, you might jump into gaming mode.
Gaming mode, that sounds like fun.
It uses interactive challenges and simulations to really help you apply what you're learning in a much more engaging way. Imagine learning physics by playing a Jeopardy-style game against an AI.
No, that definitely beats memorizing formulas.
Yeah, right. So,
what are the other modes?
So there's also vicarious mode, which focuses on observational learning. You actually get to watch a virtual discussion between AI-powered characters who each represent different perspectives or levels of expertise. It's like being a fly on the wall.
I like that.
In a room full of brilliant minds, listening to them debate and discuss.
Cool. And the last mode you mentioned there are 5.
Right. The final mode, and arguably the most challenging, is teachable agent mode.
Teachable agent mode. That sounds really interesting.
So the idea here is that you actually get to teach a virtual student who is struggling with the concepts.
Wow.
It's almost like a role reversal where you become the teacher.
That's a really cool concept.
It is, and it makes sense.
Yeah.
Because if you can teach it, you really understand it.
Yeah, exactly.
And this paper gives this really great example of how this works in practice. Imagine the AI is playing the role of Casey, who is a student who's having trouble understanding the difference between speed and acceleration.
Right.
Casey keeps making the same mistake, saying things like acceleration is just how fast something goes.
So poor Casey needs a good physics tutor.
Exactly. And in teachable agent mode, you become that tutor. You have to figure out how to explain the concept in a way that Casey will understand. You know, using real world examples, analogies, maybe even simple equations.
I can see how that would be challenging, but also incredibly rewarding. If you can teach a virtual student who's really struggling, you know you've mastered.
You know you've got it.
The concept yourself.
Teachable agent mode takes that age-old teaching strategy, learning by teaching, and brings it into this world of AI. It's a really powerful way to solidify your understanding.
This all sounds so innovative.
Yeah.
But I'm also curious about the technical side of things. How does this Socratic Playground actually work? How does it understand what students are saying and provide such tailored feedback?
Well, that's where something called the JSON-based prompt approach comes in.
JSON. That sounds pretty technical.
It is a little technical.
Can you explain it in a way that even I can understand? Of course, JSON stands for JavaScript Object Notation. It's basically a way to structure information in a format that computers can easily understand. Think of it as a set of guidelines. That tell the AI tutor how to respond to different things the student might say or do.
So it's like creating a rule book for the AI tutor.
That's a good way to think about it, but it's a very sophisticated rule book. We can use JSON to define those expectations and misconceptions that we talked about earlier, but in a much more detailed and nuanced way.
We can really tell the AI exactly what kind of feedback to provide based on what the student is saying and doing.
So it's not just a simple set of if-then statements.
No, it's much more dynamic, much more responsive. And that's really what makes this Socratic Playground so powerful. It's combining those really advanced AI models with really smart instructional design to create this learning experience that's truly personalized and adaptive.
It's like all these different pieces coming together to create a truly personalized learning experience.
Right.
But I have to ask, what's next? Where do we go from here?
Well, that's where things get even more futuristic.
Okay.
This paper hints at some incredible possibilities for AI in education.
Like what?
Things like team tutoring, self-improving systems, and even metacognitive dashboards.
Metacognitive dashboards. Now you've really piqued my interest.
Right.
We'll have to dive into those future possibilities when we come back. For the final part of our deep dive. Welcome back to the deep dive. Before the break, we were on the edge of diving into the future of AI. In education, things are about to get really interesting.
We were just starting to explore some of the amazing possibilities that go beyond personalized tutoring.
Right.
Imagine AI that not only teaches you one-on-one, but also helps you learn collaboratively, facilitates group problem solving, and empowers you to become a more self-aware learner.
More self-aware. How does that work?
Well, think about this.
Okay.
What if you had a personalized dashboard that not only tracked your progress, but also helped you understand how you learn best?
So it wouldn't just tell me my quiz score.
Exactly.
It would give me insights into like my learning strengths and weaknesses.
That's the idea. Think of it like a Fitbit for your brain.
Whoa, wow.
It would track things like when you learn best, what types of information you grasp quickly, and where you tend to get stuck. We call these metacognitive dashboards, and they could really revolutionize how we approach learning.
It's like having a personal learning coach who helps you become a more effective learner.
Right.
But what about those other ideas you mentioned? Like team tutoring and self-improving systems.
Right. Let's talk about team tutoring first.
Yeah.
Researchers are exploring how AI can actually orchestrate collaborative problem solving among groups of learners.
Okay.
Imagine an AI that acts like a facilitator.
Right.
Guiding the discussion, making sure everyone contributes.
So instead of the AI answering our questions directly, it would help us work together to find the answers ourselves.
Exactly.
It sounds like AI-powered group work.
The AI could analyze group dynamics, distribute tasks equitably, and provide personalized support to each team member.
Wow.
It's like having an AI coach who helps the entire team succeed.
That sounds amazing. And what about those self-improving systems? You mentioned earlier, is that where the AI actually learns from our learning?
Yes. It's like something out of science fiction, but it's becoming a reality.
Okay.
Imagine AI systems that constantly learn and adapt based on how students interact with them.
So every interaction, every mistake, every aha moment would make the AI tutor smarter and more effective.
Precisely.
Wow.
It's about creating AI tutors that evolve alongside us, constantly adapting to our individual needs and the collective wisdom of all learners.
So they're almost like meta learners.
They are.
Reflecting on their own teaching methods.
Yes.
And finding ways to improve.
Exactly. It's incredible.
It sounds like we're on the verge of a real learning revolution.
It really does feel that way.
But with all this incredible potential, are there also potential downsides?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
And something we need to consider very carefully. One potential concern is that over-reliance on AI could make us lazy thinkers.
If the AI is always there to give us the answers, do we lose the motivation to really grapple with difficult concepts ourselves?
That's the danger.
Right.
We need to make sure that these AI tools encourage active learning and critical thinking, not passive consumption.
So the human element is still crucial, even in this futuristic world of AI-powered education.
The most sophisticated AI systems are only as good as the pedagogical foundations they're built upon.
It's about human expertise.
It is.
And AI ingenuity working together.
Working together.
To create a brighter future for learning.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Well, this has been a fascinating deep dive.
It has.
We've covered so much from the cognitive foundations of AI to the incredible potential of team tutoring, self-improving systems, and metacognitive dashboards.
It's clear that AI has the potential to transform education in really profound ways. But we have to remember, it's not about AI replacing teachers. It's about empowering them and giving them the tools to create truly transformative learning experiences.
Yes, for all students.
For all students, exactly.
I am personally really excited to see where this all goes.
Me too.
I think we've only just scratched the surface of what's possible.
Absolutely.
Who knows, maybe some of our listeners will be inspired to design their own AI tutors.
I hope so.
or come up with even more innovative ways to use AI to enhance learning.
That's what we hope for.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the future of AI in education.
It's been a pleasure.
We'll be back next time with another fascinating topic.
Sounds great.
Until then, keep those minds curious.
Yes.
And never stop learning.
Absolutely.